Hey guys, today I want to talk about a good girlfriend and location will make your stay here in the Philippines much easier and much better than most. Now, the girlfriend part can be difficult sometimes because sometimes we tend to go to the wrong locations for people or whatever. I've heard other expats out there that are vlogging and they're telling people that hey, it's okay to marry a bar girl. It's okay, you'll do fine. I disagree with that strongly. Okay, and there's some guys out there saying it's worth taking the chance or something, and I've seen a couple of people talking about this in the past, and I totally disagree with that because there's so many other decent girls out there. Why would you even try that? You'd be a fool. But yet we have a lot of those that step into the Philippines sometimes and they think that they can make it work and they're gonna, you know, be part of this save a prostitute program basically. And most of the prostitutes over here are not people that were taken out of their town and forced into prostitution. They weren't trafficked or anything. They're girls that chose that lifestyle, and a lot of them, believe it or not, from what I understand from a lot of the guys, they say that they actually like that lifestyle. They like being around the drinking, the partying, and being able to be with whoever they want to be with, and they can kind of choose who they want to be with to a certain extent. You know, when they work in these bars, they see a guy they like, they go over and they gravitate towards that guy. And those are girls that you really want to stay away from. You know, there's so many decent girls around here. Why would you want to go with that? But that also goes along with the place. A lot of guys that go into those places are guys that were here in the military and they're trying to relive their past when they were 17, 18, 19, or in their 20s or whatever, or 30s or whatever, and they were over here and living over here, or they were on a ship that pulled in here or whatever, and they want to kind of relive those times. So they figure by living here, it's a great place to stay. But they run into these girls that rob them, steal from them, take advantage of them because they're older now, and it's not the same place. The Philippines is not the same place that it was back then. In some cases it is, you know, but also a lot of these places like Angeles, Subic, Clark have changed now, and some of them are very expensive to live in now. Angeles, if you want to live a kind of almost Western life, or even a lower class Western life, it's still fairly expensive up there to live, especially if you drink and you like to party or whatever. And I tell people, man, go to the cheaper places. I'm not just talking about Cavite province or anything like that. There's many other places that you can go to, but I also tell people try to stay somewhat near Western restaurants, so at least you can kind of feed your needs when you want to have some Western goods or something like that, or you want to go to like a place like S&R and get some Western foods. Because all Westerners, for the most part, like having something from their own country. I'm speaking, when I say all, I'm saying probably like about 90-95%. There's a few out there that can live without it. They're the extreme people that just go right into the culture here, totally live all Filipino. They're walking around with their flip-flops on and shorts, and you know, and a lot of us guys do that. I live in shorts too, and I don't wear flip-flops. I wear Sperry docksiders or topsiders or whatever you call them, and those are my favorite shoes. But anyway, if you want to live here, pick a good place, and pick a place at least fairly close to Manila, because if you ever have to get out of here, you have an emergency, at least you can jump on a plane and get out of here. Or Cebu, maybe Cebu. Cebu's a little bit, in some ways, Cebu, some sections are very expensive. And I hear, with the guys that I hear from in Cebu, they're telling me that Cavite is a lot cheaper here than it is down there. It's a substantial difference between the two. There are some cheap places down there. So the place that you choose, guys, you got to be really careful. You have to really do your research. There's a place online. Somebody showed me this a long time ago, and I don't have the link anymore. Used to be able to type in the town, and it would tell you how many people live there, the cost of living there, and everything for that town. And I looked at it for Tracy Martinez, and I can't remember what the site was, but anyway, it was pretty much dead on. You know, I was pleasantly surprised by the cost of living, what it showed in it here. And then I typed in some other towns, and I was like, wow, there is quite a difference for housing and things like that. There are some differences. Now, I'm not sure if it has changed now. I'm sure for the most part it's probably pretty much the same, because that was like about maybe a year or two ago, I'm thinking, somewhere around there. But anyway, be sure to choose a place that fits your bill. Okay, and when I say that, if you're a calm person, pick a calm town, a place that's calm. The good thing about Tracy Martyr is it's pretty much a town with hardly any bars. It's no gambling here. They don't have too many. They don't have any real bars or go-go places or anything like that. No red light district, none of that. They have a small bar down the street. We call it a bamboo bar. Yeah, there's the typical stuff that goes on in those places, because and it's illegal, but people know about it and they just kind of overlook it or whatever. But I mean, if you go to other towns, you go to a couple towns over, there's a small red light district. It's kind of hidden. There's the bars, and there's the prostitution that goes on and things. But pick a place that you can live with. Pick a place that there's places around here. If you're really religious, like up in Aurora, there's some really religious towns up there. The people there, for the most part, are very religious up near Aurora in some sections. They're really church-going people, and they really follow their religions, and they have the old religious traditions up there in some sections. And if you're religious, that's the place to go. If you're just a person who just wants your peace, Tracy Martyr is a good place if you want your peace. We have our problems here. We have the gossips in town, just like any other town. We have problems with people. You're gonna have those no matter where you go, and you have to be realistic too, because you're not going to get away from everything. It's the same here in that respect as it is in the United States. You're going to run into bad people sometimes. You're going to run into people that are going to bip about you. No matter what you do and no matter how good you do, you're going to have a few of those around. We have one near us, and we actually had to have a meeting and talk about it the other day. But it was just a minor thing. We're hoping it all stops. The lady was doing too much of this here, and we had to just put a stop to it, and she's an older lady, and I just want my peace with her, and I just want her to stop. It's not a big deal. Hopefully everything is better now, and she stops it and has learned her lesson, because we're people here where we just like to step about and step softly, and keep things peaceful here, and I'm hoping that she starts doing that. So be careful where you move too, like make sure if you see something happening, you try to put a stop to it. Talk to your girlfriend. Maybe you can go to the barangay about it, or maybe you can just meet with the person in person and say, hey, let's have a sit down. I want to have a talk with you. Have your girlfriend there. Have some witnesses around there. Maybe even a barangay official. You know what I mean? Have them come by and just say, hey, I just want to have a talk with this person to straighten this out so we have peace. So wherever you move, make sure you take care of that peace. Don't let it go by getting angry or something like that. Try to fix it if you can. But the next thing I want to talk about is girlfriends here. A lot of guys are meeting these online girlfriends, and they're having a lot of bad luck with some of them, and some of them have good luck. I would say a good chunk of them turn out pretty good, but as in the United States, you're going to have to date and find out, is the girl decent? Is this going to work out? Because sometimes when you get there and you meet the girl, this isn't going to work out. I don't think this is okay. And then it's harder to leave sometimes, because you kind of dug in a little bit too much, more than you should have, and then you kind of feel stuck, and you don't want to be that guy that feels stuck. I've been lucky and blessed, because my girlfriend, when I started seeing her, we really hit it off really well, and we still do to this day, and she has helped me substantially with a lot of things here. She helped me through so many different things, and she has taught me so many different things, and a lot of it is the stuff that I teach you, believe it or not. She took me around and showed me the ropes, and she still does that today with the expats that come into our area. She shows them how to open bank accounts. She shows them how to use their phone. She shows them how to do all types of stuff, and it's cool that she does that. But it helped me get settled in a lot quicker and easier here. And be sure you look in a good place for your girlfriend, and make sure you find a good place to live with that girlfriend. and it'll make all the difference, because the girlfriend is going to make substantial difference, because she's going to be the one who is basically walking you through everything in the beginning, because you're going to think that you know it all, and she's going to know some things that you don't know. And my girlfriend walked me through the small things, and the big things I kind of knew what to expect because I had already done the homework, but she kind of taught me how to deal with the people here, how to talk to them, how the ropes work here, how to get through the things where people are looking for a little bit of this or something, you know. And I was very apprehensive about that, about giving people money to do things sometimes, but sometimes, you know, that's what it takes to get things done, unfortunately. And I would not go that route. And I would tell anybody out there, if somebody's asking you for a bribe or something, I would go to another place and get it done, or bring it up to somebody, you know, because that's not the way you should be doing things over here. Do not pay a bribe to a police officer. Do not pay a bribe to an official, no matter what, you know, because either they're going to keep it, and what are you going to do? You're going to go complain and say, you know, they took a bribe from you. Well, you gave it to them too, so you bribed the official. So a lot of guys over here get conned that way and ripped off that way. So be careful, because a lot of times when you go to give these people money and stuff like that, guess what? They play a game with you, and then they don't do what they're supposed to do, and then you get miffed, and there's not a damn thing you can do. You know, and that has happened to many people over here, that they've paid things like that, and then they don't do it for you. You know, and I hear that from people over here every once in a while. When I first got over here, I seen it happening. It's a lot less of that going on now. It doesn't happen in our town that I know of, and I'm very blessed that it doesn't happen here, because we have a really, really good mayor here, and she's awesome. And you got to be careful, guys. Don't talk about political officials. Don't talk politics around here. Don't talk about people. Stay out of the gossip mills. Stay out of gossip if you can, because they'll come back and they'll bite you in the butt, you know, and they'll bite you hard. You want a good spanking? That's how you're going to get a good spanking, when you start talking about people in a town, and everybody's related. You know, a lot of people, this is my cousin, this is my nephew, this is my nephew's cousin, or whatever. It's like totally crazy. My nephew's friend or whatever, you know what I mean? So you want to be careful how you handle things and stuff. But your girlfriend will get you through that a lot of times. And make sure you have a girlfriend that is good with the temper. She doesn't have a bad temper, so she can handle things. A mild-mannered girlfriend makes all the difference here in the world. Because if you get a girl with a temper, you're going to find yourself in trouble too. Do not get involved with a girl with a big temper. Make sure you get involved with a girl that is mature too. Over here, a lot of guys are getting involved with these young girls, and they can't help you. And when you get older and stuff, a lot of these girls will just up and leave, you know, because they're younger, and they know they can find something. I'm not going to deal with this here. He's always sick. He's always this, you know. And other girls will start talking to her, and she'll listen, because she's naive, she's young, she's not mature. Whereas an older woman will say, "Hey, I have to be there for him." And the older woman that woman is around says, "Yeah, you need to take him to the hospital or something." Whereas somebody from the younger generation will just say, "Yeah, just you can find somebody better than that. You're having too many problems with him. You're always in the hospital and all this stuff." And trust me, those differences are substantial here between the younger and the older women over here. So find a woman, if you can, and you're older. Don't go for the ones in their 20s or something. I know a lot of you guys think that you've had luck, and you tell me that you had luck, and maybe you will in the future and stuff like that with these younger girls, and that's okay. You know, I get that. Maybe you found the one that's going to work for you, but sometimes later on in the future, that doesn't work out for you. So some of you guys are being unrealistic in the way you think, because you think like things don't change. Well, things always change. Think of the marriages and relationships you had back home. After a while, they kind of time themselves out, and they say, the girl says, "Yeah, I don't really want to be with this guy. I'm going to go with somebody else." It happens over here too. A lot of guys over here think that a Filipina is going to stay with you forever, because they hear these stories that Filipinas are the most loving wives that there are. Well, they are, if you find the right ones. Just like in the United States, if you find the right ones, there's a truth factor there. You know, so you kind of have to look at the truth and figure it out. But anyway, guys, just think about what you do. Think about your location. Think about your girlfriend, guys. And we'll talk soon. God bless. Take care.